Hi, Nancy Burt-Preece here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Here's all my contact information, my email, website, Facebook business page, and YouTube channel. Today I'm casing Sunny Day Stamping, who are making, this is that beautiful gallery paper that is gorgeous. It's 6x6, and I'm going to show you how to cut it. But I just made a whole bunch of them. So what I'm going to do for my July classes, when I do people, I'll have different size strips, and they'll get to decide what paper they'd like. I'll have various sentiments, and it is so easy. It's an easy fun fold. It's a front flip up fold, and it's just gorgeous. The two stamp sets I'm using are Unbounded Love and The Right Words, which have great sentiments. I'm also using, let's see, this is Basic Beige and Old Olive, Cloud Cover and Secret Sea. This is Vanilla and Old Olive, Cloud Cover and Secret Sea. So let me show you what we're going to do with the card we're going to make. I'm going to show you how we're going to cut it. And I think that she came up with a really great way to do it. I realize I don't have my background here, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let me show you all the measurements. It's cased from Sunny Day Stamping. My card base is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So it's 1/4 sheet of cardstock. I am going to use a 4 by 5 1/4. I'm calling that the second color, which is your matte. Then I'm going to use a 3, where's my 3 by 3 1/8? Where did I just put it? I might have gotten rid of that one. I will find that. Oh, I know what that is. That's the inside. And sometimes you can put it in the second color, depending on what you're using. And sometimes you might want the 3 by 3 1/2, 3 by 3 7/8 in the second color. So let me see what that means. This one I did a third color. This one, I did it in the second color. And I wouldn't have had to do it, but I just did it to have an extra piece. This one, I did in a separate color. This one, I did in a separate color. I actually did it in the Basic Beige. So I guess it just depends. I'm going to say second color inside piece. That might make it more clear as I run that together. Then we have a 3/4 by 5 scored at 1 inch. This is going to be our flip up piece. Then I have a sentiment strip, which is, is 7/8. And it depends on what your sentiment is. I just chopped it down. How long? Your DSP is 3 7/8 and by 5 1/8. So I hope that answers some of the questions. You're like, what is she doing? So this was a tip from Sunny Day Stamping, which I thought was brilliant. What you're going to do, I used a window sheet. You can use the extra part from, your stamp set when you take that clear off the photopolymer. And this is clear, and I just went around with a marker, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, to try to figure out where you want this. I want that house kind of in the middle. So I'm going to put this over to the left. So I'm going to show you how to cut your paper, and keep your strips because you might need them. Okay, so I'm going to have it about there. So I'm going to put this right in the cutting track. I'm going to move this out of the way and go ahead and cut. And I might keep this strip to use as a background or some other for a different card. Now I know that I want it to be 5 1/8 wide. So I can go ahead set that 5 1/8 and give that a trim. So I know I've got my 5 1/8 side. Now I have to figure out where my 3 7/8 is going to go. Well, I want a little bit of path. So I'm going to kind of, once again, you notice I'm setting this kind of in the track. And I'll try to make it straight. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Now I know this side has to be 3 7/8. So I'm going to line this up on my 3 7/8. And go ahead and cut it. Once again, saving that scrap to be used on a different piece of paper. So I would highly recommend, she said to make one of these, and I'll tell you, it has been a lifesaver. And I might use that for other cards too. So that's one thing I would recommend. Now I'm going to do mine a little different than she did hers. What I'm going to do with this piece of paper is I'm going to, I just put my paper trimmer away, I'm getting it back out. I am going to move this to 1 inch on my right side. See where the 1 inch mark is right here? I'm going to line that up and I'm going to take 1 inch off. I'm going to move that out to my right. Turn my paper around, line it up with that 1 inch again, and go ahead and cut. Now I'm going to move that way over here to my left, and this is the middle piece. Now, I did this a couple times wrong, so I'm thinking if I did it a couple times wrong, my people that come to my classes might too. So what I would do is I would take this matte piece, and I would go ahead and put the DSP on either end first. You're going to be happier because then you'll know where to line up your flip strip. Say that 3 times. Okay, got that there. And now I'm going to line it up on the other side. Okay, I'm going to line that up and give it a little bit around the edge. I'm not giving it a ton, as you can see. It's not perfect. I'm going to move that over to make it, oops, don't do that. Make it match the other side. Not quite so far. You can always get it perfect, and then when you're on camera, it's like, not so much. This will help me know where I'm going to put this. So on my flip top part, I'm going to put adhesive here. And that's going to line up in the back. And the reason I put my DSP in is then you know where to line this up. It should kind of be a little bit in the middle of both. And I found eyeballing it sometimes worked, sometimes didn't. It might not be perfect, but it'll be close. And go ahead and turn that over. Now I'm going to cover this completely up. Now, could I use my grid paper or my glass mat to actually measure it? I could. You know I'm an eyeballer, but that's why we have those tools for those people that choose to line it up. So now I have this piece. I'm going to go ahead, and put a little bit of adhesive on here. And it lines up pretty tight. It's a pretty tight fit. Let's kind of move it around. That's why I recommend for this card, I really do recommend, see I got it too far over. I recommend green glue so you have a little wiggle room. You're going to be happier in the long run. Okay. Then I'm going to adhere this piece, which is the 3 by 3 7/8. If you go off your glass mat, remember I can clean that up later. Easy peasy. And that's going to fit just perfectly in there. And, you know, I kind of move it over a little bit. And see, this one kind of got a little cockeyed, but I'm okay with that. Has a little bit of a strip. And then this can just pop up at the bottom. Thinking of you. I tend to use a lot of thinking of you. So that is one sentiment I like a lot. And I like this one, thinking of you a lot. It's just such a neat sentiment. And you can use it for sympathy cards. You can use it if somebody's not feeling well. Just so many things. This strip happens to be 7/8 wide. And like I say, it'll vary how wide it is. And I'm just going to put a cloud cover dot on there. And I'm going to move this off a little bit. We have some beautiful flip top cards that are beyond easy to make. So I hope you try one of these and have a fabulous day. Good night.